This is a play I did as a one act a few years ago. And we did it here, we did it in Kansas City. And I try to write one play a year usually. And I was going to do that this year. And a friend who was in the previous production, the one act version, said, you know, David, I like that play. And I think it could be longer than a one act. He said, it ends fine as a one act, but I think there are things in it that you could explore a little more. And I said, well, thank you. You've saved me about 6 months of work writing a new play. And I will go back and look at that again and see if what you said is what you felt is true. And it turned out it was. So this is shoestring theater at its very finest. We operate under the policy of labor of love. That's what LOL can also mean. So here it means labor of love. And hopefully it will also mean laugh out loud. So without further ado, thanks again for coming. Hope you enjoy the show.
You're watching a film noir classic, Possessed, starring Joan Crawford. Joan is not well. If one is rushed to a hospital, stat, ultimately to a cycle ward, one is not well. If one is seen in a shocking fashion, no makeup, a dowdy dress, roaming the Ann Arbor Harbor streets of LA in a catatonic state, chances are very good one is not well. Time for close observation. What is Miss Crawford's problem? Anyone? She cannot tell reality from illusion, truth from the lie. What has caused this? She thinks that reality itself is a lie. Or at best, not what it seems. See, I have this problem. Oh, no, not as chronic. I've never been strapped to a gurney or anything like that, but you know, something in Possessed just feels like home to me. See, I teach film, how to appreciate it. And I always look forward to my film noir class. The genre rules my life. No, none of the normal stuff. It's the crime, the sex, passion, the victim of circumstance or fate. No, none of that. Something based in Possessed. Something existential.
Dinner, honey.
If I were more typically gay, I'd have more in common with the MGM musicals. Gotta dance, gotta dance.
I'll get Dad. Dinner, honey.
But not me, no. I much more connect with the American hard-nosed black and white. Like my parents. It's hard to see what they see, actually. I don't even know what they see when they see me. It's like I'm there, but apart. Like a stranger in my own family.
Come on, big guy. You'd think he'd have one other interest in life besides movies.
He has one major interest that has consumed him enough to land him a teaching position. He does not work a job he hates. He doesn't try to fill up his life or time with community work to compensate for how empty he feels or to distract himself.
Dinner with Mom and Dad every Sunday like clockwork. But this one would be different.
Don't talk to the audience while we're eating.
We're miming eating, dear.
My parents are odd. Cheery, but odd. They never waste words. Everything that needs to be communicated is said. But nothing is as more important as what's not being said. This is what's not being said.
Was your day as dreary as mine?
Oh, like he has to ask. I just hate that my life is just so overshadowed with this circus atmosphere. I mean, I don't really want to say circus, but that's exactly what I mean. Circus. And you?
Makes me miserable.
Oh, it's just horrible.
Terrible.
Totally sucks.
Big time.
Oh. Yes, dear, a team. The frickin' frack of mental distress. And people thought we had nothing in common. How wrong the masses are.
Why did we get married, dear?
Who remembers, honey? Oh, wait. Here it comes. Yes, here it comes. Oh, sorry. Draws a blank. Just like our post-wedding days.
Now, we did have our moments.
Oh, sure we did. And I enjoyed the both of them. Even if one is merely unaccounted for.
That's a very nice way to put it.
Yes, dear.
And it would go on like that. The tone. My mother would talk about her patients. She was a nurse. My father would talk about his carpentry business and his charity work. Good conversation. Comfortable. A Hallmark card adrift on dark water. They would talk about anything at all, as long as they didn't have to talk about themselves. And yet I heard it. Something lurking underneath. I kept envisioning Mom and Dad in film noir, in
Dun dun dun!
the big W's.
Dun dun dun!
I'm leaving you.
From the looks of it, I'm leaving you.
Oh, always the quick retort. The bon mot. The smart guy.
Not that smart, I married you.
Oh. Which is why I need this.
Not really. You could just leave. And what would that get you? What's something that you've always complained about? Just one more mess of mine to clean up?
Oh. Tough guy, eh?
Tough stains. Think of the cleaning bill.
Oh. You!
Dun dun dun!
Who are you? What are you? Where did it go wrong? When and why?
Dun dun dun!
Ah, yes. It had to happen sooner or later. The 5 big W's. Not just hiding in plain sight, but waiting to be explained, like tarot cards on the table.
You could read me those tarot cards. Isn't it all right there in those ornate illustrations, preordained. They say tarot doesn't lie,
And how do you know I don't?
but
And even if I tell you the truth,
you.
nobody wins in a house of cards.
Dun, dun, dun.
Knock it off! All right, mister. Go for broke. Forget the cards. Forget the questions. You used to know how to make me forget.
I did used to know, didn't I? Twice.
We learn by what we see. But what if we don't know what we're seeing? Our family gives us the roadmap for the world. The roads we read are the roads we take. My map had dead ends. So I went looking for them in life. And I found them. I kept finding them. Till Mother stepped in.
Identity?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what kind of talk is that?
It's my kind.
And you think something like that begins at home?
It doesn't.
Look. You took a good look at what surrounded you. You decided to either to move on and grow from it, or to become a victim. It seems to me you made the right choice. We don't choose family.
Victim. Victim of what? What is wrong with this family?
We're not one of the lucky ones.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? We're not unique in that way. Don't make a fuss. We're garden variety.
Garden variety what? Rabbits?
Family, of course. But I'm not the one to talk to about this, and you know it.
But you're my mom.
Oh, as if that matters.
You're half of who I go to for my answers.
I don't have it.
Don't have what?
Objectivity.
You can't look at the facts the way they are?
I can't look at things the way you do. Where you are now, you seem fine. But you have these bigger questions about life. Oh, you always feel the need to just tie everything up in this perfect little knot. Ooh, everything's got to be perfectly tight. So you can say, aha! It all makes perfect sense.
Mom, what is wrong with wanting to tie everything together so it makes perfect sense?
Because it doesn't make perfect sense. You know, Daniel, you live a lifestyle I know very little about.
And I have no problems with being gay.
I'm happy for you. I really am. I'm proud of you. Some suffer and you don't.
Mom, how I live and how I learned about life in this family are tied together in a way I don't understand.
Maybe I can help.
Good, because I have these questions.
I
I
know.
just...
Lots of doctors.
Oh, Mom, a shrink!
Not because there's anything wrong with you. It's just that you're standing too close to the painting. And I'm standing there with you. So I can't be of any help. We're both standing, staring at the same painting. What is it? Surratt's dots. Isn't, smacked together, paired together. Isn't he your favorite artist?
Yes, and what he would do is he would bring two dots and bring them together to create a new color.
Very clever
And
painter.
that's what I need. I need the two dots. I need them to come
Yes,
together
I
for the new
know
color.
you do. I know. You'll get perspective, dear. I'm going to call that doctor first thing tomorrow morning. I know a good one. Oh, honey, everything will be fine. Give Mama a hug. Give Mama a hug.
Too tight, Mom, too tight!
Okay.
When there's something inherently wrong at home, you don't always go for the jugular. No, especially when you can't find the jugular. So what do? You internalize. You think that somehow the problem is within you. But it defied reason. But off I went. I really had to wonder to myself, how many good psychiatrists are there in this country? Because maybe I just got a bad one. And the one I got looked way too much like my father than anybody cared for. I mean, and he seemed to think that get to the root of a problem meant repeat after me. He said, I know what it's like to be dead.
I know what it's like to be
I know what it is to be sad.
I know what it is to be sad.
And he's making me feel like I've never been born.
And he's making you feel like you've never been born?
And it would go on like that. Sure, I vented about a few personal things. But in the end, when you realize you can talk about yourself by yourself, I skipped. I can almost hear the first voicemail message coming on.
You canceled your appointment. I hope you're okay. But then, if you were okay, why would I be calling you? Please, reschedule.
I almost did. But at the last second, I skipped again.
Seeing your name was still there in the appointment book, and I thought you were on your way, I entered our room.
Our room?
Now, my secretary has poked her head in to say that you have indeed canceled again. Analysis, as you can imagine, is a journey embarked on by two, not one. We are on that journey together. Without you there, I do not have the street signs that you supply. Now, obviously, from the sounds of it, your needs are not being met.
Oh my God, he's not going to go there, is he?
But what about my needs? Think about it.
You know, I did think about it. Let's see The Shrink and I again in film noir, this time in intensity. Well, I'm here for my appointment.
And you think coming back is that easy?
No, easy doesn't jump out with a gun like that.
So easy, right? To take up residence in someone else's mind, to get familiar, comfortable, and to come back and see a vacancy sign.
Look, it was my mom's idea, okay? Just don't
It was all my mom's idea. Oh, sure, go all Oedipal on me.
I am not going all Oedipal on you.
Promise? That one I wouldn't want.
Again with the gun.
Why do you do this to me?
You what?
Come into my life, enter my mind, and torture me like this.
Okay, how should I torture you? You don't want to do this.
Then talk to me.
Okay. I just want to get to the bottom of the truth.
Luckily, that could take years. You excite me. I see a supermarket of damaged goods.
Okay. You know, we'll talk. I will call you. We'll talk. Have a nice day, sir. Thank you. Good night. Yes. Oh my God. You know, if I were Sybil, coached into having dissociative identity disorder and had 16 different personalities, one of me may have returned. But I moved on.
two boys in the family. The younger one tends to be the older one's opposite. His older brother would take things at face value, never needed much explanation, but not him. Oh no, he was voraciously inquisitive. Needed to know what everything meant, what everything was. He would either tire me out or make me laugh. One time he asked me, "Mom, where does the fire come from?" He did. "And why does Bugs Bunny wear a dress? And why is our house full of silence?" I don't remember how I answered that one. One time we were watching a movie. Mildred Pierce, great movie. It's about this woman, this mother that will do anything, anything at all to win her ungrateful daughter's love. Awful child. Bad seed, really. Slaps her own mother. And it was at that slap he said, "Mom, why do most families fail? It's because there's so much lying. Everyone has to keep secrets from one another so that they'll all get along." I remember how I answered that one. I said, "Honey, I don't know what happens in most families." We just kept watching the movie. I don't think we spoke another word.
And the truth shall set you free was never sewn into a sampler to be hung on the living room wall with birds, grapes, and vines. So what does one do? One rationalizes. It seemed to me that one could find truth in a relationship based on love and trust. But in order for one to do that, one had to risk the dating game. Oh, bachelor number one.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, I have this thing about the truth. How do you feel about being open and honest?
Open and honest?
Yes.
Okay, you got it.
Nice.
Basically, I'll take your heart, rip it out, and feed it to my dog.
Well, that's certainly honest.
And you'll certainly be open.
Okay. Bachelor number two, same question.
Oh, gee. Same question? That's a tough one.
Well, yes, but bachelor number one did manage.
I would like nothing more than to be open and honest.
But you can't be?
I would like nothing more.
Then try it, perhaps?
If I were in a position to do so, I would like nothing more.
Vague. Intriguing when it really shouldn't be. Oh, okay, bachelor number three.
You're
Well,
wonderful.
thank you.
No, thank you. Nothing vague there, is there?
No, there's not yet. All right, my question, bachelor number three.
Oh,
is that,
questions. There's time enough for that later.
but isn't that why we're here? This is a dating show.
Oh, stop it. Dive. Don't you want to live?
Of course I want to live.
This is how it works. You stay on the surface. You explore the whole surface. Every inch of it. And once you've had your fun on top, and neither one of you has gotten bored, maybe you'll get lucky and go down under. Savvy?
Without a little groundwork, I end up getting bitten in the ass.
Now there's an image. Thank you for that. And you'll get the groundwork.
I see. Surface?
Never mix, never worry.
All right. Bachelor number 1. I suppose I'm a bit of a romantic at heart.
I thought we covered your heart.
So we did. Bachelor number 2.
I'm married.
Oh. Well,
And there's more.
Oh, okay.
I'm really closed off. Search for me if you want. That way, madness lies.
Okay. All right, well, I guess it makes you married number 1 and then bachelor number 3 because bachelor number 2. Yes, I think I'm still tracking. Excellent. Bachelor number 2, this now used to be bachelor number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Same question. I'm a bit of a romantic at heart. I suppose that...
Oh, you romantics kill me. This is how it works. Everybody, everybody comes with baggage. With any luck, we'll have all had our fun long before anything human enters in.
Crazy. Could you hold this, please?
Sure. I believe this is yours.
Well, you asked for truth, and it's nice to meet you.
Hey, aren't you, Veronica Lake?
Hold on one second.
Sure. Of course.
Now, where were we? Veronica Lake?
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. I look like her, and I'm named for her. But I'm more or less your imaginary friend. Not the evil kind, that talks through their finger, red rum. No, silly. And you're not nearly nerdy enough to pal around with a 6 foot, 3.5 inch rabbit.
Actually, it was...
I know, it was a puka, I know. And don't worry, I don't suddenly go all Tyler Durden on you or anything. I did consider going large scale, but this being shoestring theater, we did not have the budget or the space.
Okay.
And anyway, the first rule of imaginary friends is you do not talk about imaginary friends. Besides, I'm more your style. A removed, mysterious, lazy-voiced, blonde bombshell at heart.
Huh. So that's what I'm like.
You may see yourself differently. Many people do, though not always accurately. My last client, for instance, he saw himself as benevolent, which he was. It helped offset his unhealthy need to be treated like a god and adored by his neighbors.
Sounds like Dad.
It was your dad. You're much like him.
No, I'm not. I'm nothing like Dad.
I wasn't much help to him, I'm afraid, though the truth does sometimes simmer and explode. We live in hope after all, and I hope that you will bring about quicker results, because I'm not that fond of you either.
But, whoa, what did I do? I'm just an average, normal, boring gay guy.
That part I like. I'm very popular with the gays.
Good, yes.
But you lack character.
But what do you mean? I mean, what kind of character? I mean, gay character? I mean, should I be more of a cliche? I mean, more effeminate? I mean, I'm not that effeminate at all, though I have my moments. I mean, I have no aesthetic sense. I can't decorate. I mean, I'm way out of touch with being gay. I know that. I mean, if one is born aesthetically sterile, as myself, it's not nearly enough to have a sensitivity to the ridiculous. I mean, for instance, I hated Will and Grace, okay? I don't know why NBC didn't just revive a minstrel act.
It's true, you are more the Frasier type. You like wit, But no one here
Or
is saying it.
maybe I could try to be more like the uber masculine dudes. The Ayn Rands of the gay world, because by God, there must be sports in it to match the muscle on muscle, to relate to the totally self-satisfied.
My, we're vocal this evening.
Or maybe, just maybe, I could act straight in public.
Hello.
A gentleman's gentleman. Privately sipping Chardonnay and crying to opera. But I hate opera.
You like Ness and Norma.
I love Ness and Norma. Who doesn't love Ness and Norma?
Just listen to it. It's the most beautiful piece of music in the world. That's a haunting quality, doesn't it? Kind of a cry from the heart. An elevator ride from the soul to the souls on earth. I'm not even talking about the music or the words. It's there in the notes that he sings, this depth of feeling that only truth can bring, right? Pure, honest truth. And if you think about it, is truth ever messy? Well, no, I mean, I suppose it can be if you're talking about thoughtless candor. It's like if you walk up to someone and say, you really should think about bathing once a year. I admit I myself have been tempted along those lines, but it's really just plain cruel, isn't it? And you're not kind of talking about the kind of truth that's all too painfully needed to humanize corrupt corporations, or the healthcare industry that's bleeding us dry, or those deluded, self-hating homo, oh yes, I said it, homo, officials in Washington, D.C. who live high on the hog and don't even care if their own kind dies. No, you're talking about what you can do here and now, right? Right? What you can take into your own hands.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Something I can do something about.
You must tread lightly.
Okay?
Gather compassion into your heart. Be willing to listen and say little. Reserve judgment.
Okay.
Be the source of calm that will remove all fear.
Okay.
And you will personify love and truth.
Who can do all of this?
I can.
But you're imaginary. You said so yourself.
I may be, but the truth isn't.
He keeps coming back to the family thing.
I know.
It's strange.
Like a foreign film without subtitles.
Yes.
Like a Fellini film without subtitles.
Yes.
But without the bazooms and big buttons.
Hey, you know, don't you?
I'm here to help.
The end is coming.
An end is coming, but a beginning will follow. Be prepared.
I don't know what to expect.
Keep a calm center. You know who you are. Take solace in that.
Take solace in being gay?
Well, since you mention it, come on. Take your mind off things for a while. Let it be about you for now. It's fun to be gay. Do you know that? Do you remember that? Should we show them?
Yeah.
Let's do it then.
Yeah.
Most delightfully rhetorical television question, who wants to be a homosexual? Your knowledge of gay-centric and often esoteric cinema history to determine your eligibility for America's most controversial alternative lifestyle. I'm your host, Veronica Lake. Let's meet tonight's contestants. All right, number one, reveal yourself. Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm a school teacher at Rochester, and I have two children in the audience. May I? No. Oh, okay. Let's see. One of my fondest fondest memories? Oh, I do enjoy a nice dinner and a movie. And I fondly recall my first time sexual experience in college with my female roommate. It was really great, but the next day, she moved out.
Okay, thank you, Cindy. Number 2, show thyself.
Hello, I'm Carl, business professional, married, alcoholic, father of 6. I'm not entirely sure how any of that happened.
Yeah.
Deeply closeted, probably. I've never actually been with a man. I just think about it. A lot. And movies are my escape.
Ain't it the truth, Carl? Okay, number 3.
I am the sun. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Woo!
Right, the sun also rises. Are you guys ready to get started tonight?
Yes.
All right then. Question number 1. In which of the following 3 films does Bette Davis shoot a man in cold blood? Is it A, Deception, B, The Letter, or C, Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte? Okay.
Oh, I think there's something wrong with my buzzer.
No, it's you.
I'm going to say Deception.
Have you seen it?
No, but the title implies again.
It sounds like you've been skimping on your homework, Sin. You might have to sit this one out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Homo says what?
What?
Carl!
Right.
I don't get it.
You will, eventually, I'm sure. Yeah.
Carl!
I've almost forgotten the question. Let me think for a minute.
Your 3 options were Deception, The Letter, or Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte.
Oh, yes. Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte. Great movie, dark, nasty.
Yeah, creepy stuff. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
We shall see. Son!
She shoots a guy in all 3 films and does a bang-up job every time. Pew-pew!
Yes, indeed. Bang up. Bang up. Isn't that cute? He's just adorable. I want to pinch his cheeks.
Go!
All right, on to question number 2. In which Camp Howlfest did Anne Margaret turn in a deliciously bad performance? Was it A, The Pleasure Seekers, B, Bus Riley's Back in Town, or C,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and Cindy buzzes in before the question's even over, but the third option should have been Kitten with a Whip.
I thought you were going to say that.
Okay.
I loved Elvis in that film.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
People
Was
love
she
it.
in that?
Yes.
Yes, Viva La Margaret.
Yes.
She was great.
You haven't
just
seen
do
any of
jump all
these
over the
movies
place,
either,
don't you?
have you?
No, but I tried.
Cindy.
I'm sorry.
Okay, moving on. I
Did I
think
get
there
that
should be.
point?
No, you didn't
No,
get that
you
point.
didn't.
Elvis wasn't in that movie.
Oh.
No, it
I'm
was an
sorry.
Anne Margaret movie. Dear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry.
Why are you even here?
Well, I think there should maybe be time for Closet Corner now, even.
Well, maybe, but we haven't had a chance to finish going
Oh,
through
my
everything
bad.
to answer that question. So,
Indeed.
I'm
just for
sorry.
a little bit of fun, you will
Okay,
ask me.
let's not
Homo
do
says
that,
what?
I screwed up.
Carl.
What? I got
Wow.
it this time.
It's cute, isn't
Yeah,
she?
indeed.
Kitten with a whip is the answer.
Okay,
And here's why.
okay.
Sure, she's not really all that great in the movie because it's not a great movie. She's given the nuttiest things to say, but she is kind of sweet in The Pleasure Seekers. Kind of. And she does show some early dramatic flair in Bus Riley.
All right, you did have quite a bit to say on there. Is that it, or do you want to keep going?
I think that'll do.
Okay, well, you were wrong. Son.
Oh my god. Bad, and even more bad. It doesn't even end in those 3. What she does in Bus Riley is so bad, it should be a how-to on what not to do. It's terrible. And She may be perky and voluptuous, again, in The Pleasure Seekers, when she brings the movie to a jaw-dropping freeze as she earnestly flamencos her way to the movie's theme music. And of course, there's always Kitten with a Whip. Oh my God, Kitten with a Whip, a personal wrong-headed fame of mine. Carl is right, she did turn into a fine actress, but if you weren't already gay when you watched some of her early work, you could probably really easily turn. Woo!
Fun stuff indeed. Now it... And that really obnoxious sound indicates that it is time for a closet corner. Are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Robert Aldrich, the director, gave us some of the most macho films ever. Attack, with an exclamation point, mind you. The Dirty Dozens, Flight of the Phoenix. But he also gave us some of the most bizarre movies to have appeal to gays everywhere. The Killing of Sister George, The Legend of Lila Claire, and last, but my word certainly not least, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Do these latter movies prove beyond all doubt that Aldrich was indeed a closeted homosexual? Cindy.
Purely speculative?
Yes! The old curveball, Sid. Very nice.
Hey, Stud, you doing okay over there?
Being gay is harder than I thought. I'm really striking out here.
Oh, Carl, I'm sure it'll be okay. I'm sure there's fantastic consolation prizes, right, Veronica?
Prizes? Prizes? Don't you know, each of you, that you are your very own best prize?
Okay.
Kind of, you are.
But does that mean there's no real prizes?
Well, just for appearing on the show, each of you receives unlimited use of the word fabulous.
Well, I like that. I can put it on my desk at school.
Well,
Yeah, that'll go over well, Cindy.
that's certainly something.
Fabulous.
Whoa! What was that for?
I'm sorry, this is me being gay friendly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh,
Yes.
Sweet,
Whoa.
such love. What the world needs now, eh, gang?
Yeah.
Next up, film quotes. For the homo worth his weight in oats. Whatever that means, it just rhymes.
Okay.
I'm going to give you part of a film quote that you should be able to trip off your tongue. Finish the line and tell us who made it infamous. Are we ready?
Yes.
Cindy?
Are
Okay.
you sure about that now?
Quote number 1. Tina, bring me the shampoo. Really?
I don't know this one.
Son.
The Axe. Faye Dunaway and Mommy Dearest.
Well, I'm raising children and I work full-time as a
Okay,
teacher. I don't
quote,
have time
quote.
for these movies all the time.
Quote number 2.
Okay.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a...
Ooh, black eyes.
I know this.
Son.
It's going to be a bumpy night. Betty Davison, All About Eve. Guys, this is like day 101 stuff.
I can't even remember what I've said half the time.
Okay, quote number 3. And it doesn't get much gayer or easier than this.
Let's hope not.
And Jennifer, Ted, Mel, oh God, oh God, oh God, Neely O'Hara. The world loves me.
Patty Duke and Valley of the Dolls.
Very
Am
good.
I right?
Very good.
All right, then. So you guys are to do son has 4, but Carl, you don't have any. Now it's time for the final question. Of these 3 films, what is the gayest film ever? Is it A, The Rocky Horror Picture Show? Pretty freaking gay.
Man.
B, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert? Or C, The 10 Commandments?
Oh my.
Cindy?
were just being silly.
Just being silly, Cindy?
Dun, dun, dun. Hi, Veronica.
Just being silly?
Yes.
Or downright homosexual?
Well, you know, I did just dabble with every female roommate in college. But I don't really know why I'm here.
Well, you auditioned for us. And besides, you did wow us with your knowledge of Judy Garland musicals.
Oh, I love Judy Garland. She was just wonderful, wonderful.
Watch more movies, Sid.
Okay.
Absorb them. Carl, you're looking pensive over there. What's on your latent little mind?
I'm a terrible homosexual. I don't know any of these.
Camp films?
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I know that I wish I knew how to quit you thing, but that's not anything.
No.
Okay, Carl, try this. For honorable mention, what is the gayest thing you've ever seen in a film?
I'm assuming you mean on the big screen.
Yes.
Okay. The gayest.
Carl, man.
That blonde messenger boy in The Sound of Music. Not that he's gay, merely iconic. Distracting.
We are way ahead of you on this show, Carl, but you know what? Honorable mention anyway.
Yes.
Now, Cindy, it looks like you're thinking about something. What's going on over there? What's the buzz?
Well, I was thinking, you know, the 10 Commandments.
It's Easter.
I mean, you know, Ann Baxter is a little campy in that movie. And, you know, she tries to be funny, I guess. I don't know. But I guess she makes gay people giggle.
Listen to me, Ramses. You thought I was evil when I went to Moses, and you were right. Shall I tell you what happened, Ramses? He spurned me like a strumpet in the street. I, Nefertiri, Queen of Egypt. All that you wanted from me, he would not even take.
Just fabulous.
You know, I am feeling pretty homosexual myself right now. A little hard of hearing thanks to Cindy's buzzer, bit homosexual. Now it's time for the roundup. It looks like Sun is in the lead with
Veronica, if you don't mind, I would like to concede to Cindy and Carl.
Concede. That's unprecedented.
Yes, it may be, but I know I can go on to greater glory here on WWTBAH, but I am on my way. And I want to give all of my points to Cindy and Carl so they can continue on in the struggle. And as for me, Veronica, if you could talk to your show's producers, I really think the show's title is very 1950s. I'm not merely a homosexual. I am a gay man. And you know, I may have qualms with that term, gay. I mean, it's not always appropriate. I mean, it isn't always like, does it apply to like a gay paleontologist? I mean, does it really work? I mean, what are our alternative options? Festive? Maybe we could be married.
Yes.
You know, lesbian's all right.
Oh, lesbian's great.
It sounds appropriate, playful, sensual, proud.
I'm a lesbian.
It's better than queer. I mean, I know we're supposed to own it, but it just sounds so self-hating to me. I mean, why own a negative? I mean, I feel like it sends a mixed message. We have all of these pride parades, and we're out there, we're going, we're here, we're abnormal. I mean, I don't like giving out mixed messages. I mean, you can blame my family for that.
I do.
My point is, Veronica, I am on my way. So I want to stand aside so Cindy and Carl can continue in the struggle and embrace, all right, I'll say it, the gay history of cinema.
Bravo, son, bravo! My goodness. Oh.
You?
Myself.
Oh,
Compose myself. Okay then. Well, then, Cindy, Carl, are you guys willing to come back next week so that you can forge ahead to utter gayness?
Yes.
Oh, I look forward to it, sort of. Then to those of you out there, we will see you again next week when we ask the question, who wants to be
Gay!
I work with my hands. I build things. I build home interiors. I mostly build for storage. My reputation precedes me. I'm known for my precision, my attention to detail, my willingness to go more than the extra mile. Over the years, I've probably done or overseen work for more than half the people in this town. Good word passes down. I'm still surprised when I start a new project and I'm welcomed in at the start like I'm family. It's more than surprising, really. Recently, it's made me uncomfortable, self-conscious. I just haven't been keeping up. I've had too much to keep up with. My wife thinks I hate my main job. She thinks that's why I throw myself into community work in my free time. The truth is, the boys were getting older. I wasn't needed as much. They weren't taking up my time like they used to. And now, one comes to dinner on Sundays, and the other, well, the truth is, I got scared. The face the world sees just isn't who I am, and I have to wear that face 24/7. Even when I'm alone with myself, there's no break from it. I guess that's why I've kept my younger son at a pleasant distance. He has it easy, but he can't have me. And the older boy, he saw me drop my guard when I made a mistake. Now we don't talk. The face that the world sees looks at me and laughs. You're the one. You're the problem that needs to go away. What am I supposed to do? What do I do when I love my kids so much that I could cry, and I even still, in a way, love my wife? What do I do when none of this should have happened to any of us?
It's one thing to tell the truth. It's another to assess the consequences. What is a person willing to pay?
Everything was going okay. We were just having a normal dinner. And then suddenly, out of nowhere. Mom? Mom, is it something that I said? I didn't mean to upset
It's
you.
nothing that you said. It's nothing that has ever been said.
What are you doing?
What is this?
You two have lots to talk about.
Like what?
Okay. I will not be made stupid. I've made arrangements and I waited until I could make them. I know that I can leave now, and I'm leaving.
But Mom, I want to hear what you have to say.
There isn't anything to say. Mom cried out. Your brother said it first when he left. Maybe I can follow his lead and repair some of this damage.
That was a mistake.
What? Tell me, what was a mistake? How did our own son, what did he see with his own eyes? You are not what? Can I tell you something?
Please do.
I can feel the pretense fall away as I speak. We have carried this around needlessly for a long time. I shared that part with you, but I will no longer share it.
I am not homosexual.
No one in this town thinks you are, honey. Public or private. A man can be whatever he wants to be on the outside. But on the inside, personal choices matter. So the rest of us can decide whether or how to face them. You have courage, honey. Your father's gonna need you.
And you start your day wondering what hell will come, and before you know it, it's here. Meaningless meanings, lifelessness in life. Somewhere in there, you just disappear. And you try, you try, putting your best foot forward, 'cause you hope to God for proof that you exist. I am my imaginary friend. I am my imaginary friend.
Looks like I'll need to be getting an apartment, so to speak. I think that this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Son,
Dad,
Danny,
I'm here.
I'm the merely unaccounted for. I'm Danny's older brother. And many people think that, not that many people know what happened, but they think that I'm still hung up on that one thing that I saw, which was enough. I walked into a room that was dark, but I could tell that my dad was there. I could see, just see, that he was standing close to another person who I couldn't quite make out, but I could tell it was another guy. They hear a noise, they straighten up, fumbling. Belt buckle sounds, for cripe's sake. Stupid, really, when people are even more obvious. But sure, what's Dad gonna say? Oh, come on in, son. This gentleman and I were just comparing zippers, like people do. I wasn't gross now. Hell, Danny's gay, and I knew that. I've always known that. Danny's always been Danny. I could trust him. I can still trust him. But my dad, family man, not a big talker, but bike rides in the country, fishing, tennis, shooting hoops. The man taught me how to build things. Taught me how to be fair, not be prejudiced. Taught me how to respect people, respect women. Some people think all that makes me kind of a catch. I can deal with what's bad. But people who seem nice or genuine, or people who are complete assholes, Well, those people are just going to have to wait it out. The other day, my girlfriend says to me, "How will I know when you really trust me?" I thought that was a good question.
Of course. That whole dinner, that whole evening, could have played out differently. And not something I'd have to dig through and analyze. Not something I'd have to, that was cold and cruel and thought of as emotional rights. It could have played out just fine. Not that it would have, not in a million years.
Ah, that was a wonderful meal, Mother.
Why, thank you, dear.
Perfection.
Your father certainly knows how to pour it on.
Just got good at it, I guess.
Yes, I guess.
You know, when I...
Felt guilty. And don't I know that? Danny, one time your father told me in a certain light, I reminded him of Ava Gardner.
Now, I did mean that.
Oh, I can see a
Now, don't
resemblance.
you start
No,
now.
all right.
Well, anyway, now the dinner is over.
No, you go ahead, dear.
No, dear, we discussed this, head of the family.
Okay. Well, Danny, your mother and I have talked about this. And the thing is, I like boys.
Whoa, boys?
Oh, no, not boys.
That's funny.
Men.
Oh,
Men,
yes. Men, like you, Danny. Young men. Certainly not the prepubescent.
Hold on.
Oh, I've got a thing or 12 to say about that.
I should think.
Oh, well, anyway, that's not the case, so.
No, it certainly isn't.
Well, this is certainly something.
Carrot cake for dessert would be something, dear.
It's true.
But a simple added attraction is what I've made, and you'll be pleased just the same.
Are you okay with this, Mom? I mean,
What's not to be okay with?
Yeah, what's not to be okay with?
Yes. That's who your father is. Right?
Yes.
Or what's he have an opinion about? I don't know, just, let's say one day you're perfectly healthy, and the next you suddenly come down with this terrible cold. You may not be who you are on the outside,
sure.
but you're all you on the inside.
Yes.
Do I love you any differently?
Well, I hope not.
Do I care for you any less?
No.
All right then.
But, Mom, sooner or later I'm going to get over the cold and I'm going to be okay again. I'm going to be my old self.
This is a pretty big cold.
You might have this one a while.
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
All right. So, this was a mistake.
No, not a mistake.
Well, what's another word for mistake that isn't quite so harsh?
I'm not sure there is one.
Really?
Really?
There has to be another word for mistake that isn't quite so harsh.
Mom, Dad, I don't think either my brother or I take it personal. I don't think that's the plan.
Oh,
No,
good.
it's okay.
Well, this was a real screw-up.
Yes, Danny, your mother and I do enjoy having you boys
Holy
around, but
moly.
this was a botched job.
Foo-bah, baby.
A major faux pas.
Oh, faux pas, false dad pie.
I get it, yes.
Oh, thank God. So you guys are okay with this? There's no blame, and you guys.
I didn't say that. Buck's gotta stop somewhere. Okay, dibs on my part. I was a passive-aggressive locomotive. But your father has been a bastard for years. It's okay for me to say bastard, isn't it, dear?
Well, it's what I was.
Right, good. A bastard. That's what he was. A bastard. Through and through. To all of us. Through no fault of his own.
Mom, it was through no fault of his own. Why is he a bastard then?
Well, that's an excellent question, Danny, and I'll get to that.
Okay.
Oh, I think I have to stand for this one. The mind, Daniel, the brain, is vastly underappreciated. The body that houses who we are in direct connection with the brain is efficiently designed for the truth. Just the truth. Nothing but the truth. What it needs is true food to keep everything in balance. Nutrition, exercise. When we stretch, for example, everything comes alive. It becomes electric. Everything in here, interconnected, speaks to everything else. You said what? I said what? I don't know. According to plan.
Okay.
The brain thinks it's a done deal because the brain's goal is truth. So, when we lie, the brain breaks down. Sends kind of a shock wave through its system, a kind of like, what the fuck? You know? And then you know what happens? Conflict. Conflict enters. And conflict, my sweet dear, is an unwelcome entity.
Dad, you never seem conflicted for a minute.
Oh,
I mean,
he was good at that. That's where the bastard part comes in.
Yes, that's right. I could never let people see where I split myself in half or when I was switching gears.
Yeah, Dad has this kind of Hannibal Lecter thing going on.
Whoa, okay, I can do with him being gay.
I
but
don't mean
Hannibal,
the Chianti and Five.
Oh, thank God.
That I know. Just cool, calm exterior.
Okay.
Yes, cool, calm and exterior. So, I started reading the listings on Craigslist. Did you know that?
Which listings, dear?
The listings for, what are they called? It's crawling with married men.
Oh, you're
It's
reading the
almost
Men for
called,
Men?
I think it's called, what's it called?
You read the Men for Men postings on Craigslist?
Yeah, I
The
do.
casual encounters?
Yes! It's almost quaint, isn't it? I read one the other day. How did it go? Let's see. I'm new to this, but I want to be used and abused for your pleasure. I'll get as dirty as you like. No limits, but I don't kiss. Which, isn't kissing a limit? Oh well, so much for romance these days. Jane Austen wasn't big on it either.
Kissing would mean you're gay.
Ah,
I guess so.
interesting, isn't it? How the use and abuse is all guy stuff, but kissing is gay. There are a lot of sick tickets out there, dear heart. And I am so glad that we raised you, inadvertently, to be a simple, healthy homosexual. Here you are for all apparent reasons. Tall, handsome, strong, ready to settle down and meet some nice fellow.
Mom, I don't have any intention of getting married.
Well, I hope it's nothing we've done.
No, it's just not.
If you don't want marriage, then what do you want?
Role models?
I hear that one.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help when all you have are RuPaul and Ellen to tell you, to love yourselves or whatever they say, I don't know. But I do know this. It's not fair. You have been given very little. And it's just not fair for your father when all society points to is the what? Negative? I don't know.
The
just-
shit-filled society?
Yeah, it's just a
Appearances.
shit-filled society. Appearances, I guess, yes.
Well, it can certainly be shit-filled at times.
Oh, well, I know something. A mother knows something. She knows when something's up. As well as a wife. She knows when something's up, too.
Mm.
Unless all she's trying to do is hold up appearances, you know, for society or to show that she's got security, or unless she's in a freaking coma. I don't know.
Dad, when did you know you were gay?
Well,
Oh, long before he married me.
mm.
Funny thing happened on the way to that fallopian tube.
It was a different time, Dan. It wasn't uncommon for someone to hide themselves by marrying a woman.
Right.
Okay.
Okay?
And you know, as far as your brother goes, that was just a very, you know, weird situation. It's not like, you know, we saw something nasty in the woodshed. It's just that you're, like your father did with your brother, or your brother did with
I
your
was
father.
going to... Whoa, wait, whoa. No, I didn't do anything with him. He
No, I
taught me.
know, but you know what I mean. Your
Yes,
brother
and that
saw,
was very embarrassing.
your brother saw your father.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, who wants carrot cake?
I would love some carrot.
Yes. I'm going to help your mother, Danny. But isn't it nice when people are civilized and just face facts?
Of course, it wasn't civilized. No one faced facts. Within minutes, Mom was gone. And then it was official. The silence that was in our home became the silence that was our home. I came back the next night to check on Dad. It got late and he wasn't there. I came back the following night to see how he was doing. And this time I packed a bag of clothes, and there on the table was his cell phone.
He doesn't have his phone with him.
No, he doesn't.
Maybe he forgot.
Veronica, I don't think so.
Well, what were you thinking?
Life is very confusing.
Wrong answer.
But it is.
It is the wrong answer.
I don't know what you want from me.
Less than you think. You know, even if the writer of this play had gotten a great big fancy budget to work with, he'd still be telling you the same thing I'm telling you now. Less is more. Keep it simple.
But I'm worried about it.
Fair enough. But clear your mind. You don't know anything anyway. You wouldn't know where to look for him. And you can't fix everything. He knows how to find you.
Yes, he does.
I'm the kind of guy who likes a guy like me. Not the kind that looks in the mirror and that looks like me. No, that's creepy shit. No, I like a guy with confidence. Confidence. You know, you can look long and hard and almost jump a freight train to find a guy with confidence. Especially if he's not a drag queen. So I'm at my favorite dive. The come and get it. Relax. Come is spelled the regular way. Still a cesspool. The owner's got a dasher class. Anyway, you come, So, I'm parked at the end of the bar so I can scope out the front door. And in comes, walks, some kind of wonderful. A little livelier than he is at the moment. And he ain't confident. Anyway. I know the regulars, and he ain't one of them. And he ain't relaxed and confident. But he sees me, and I call him over. And he starts telling me this story about everything you guys have all just seen. I really like that part about the dating game. Ain't that the truth? So he comes walking in, and after he sits down, he looks at me like he's just found some new kind of gadget called gay sex. And he's gonna get himself some of that. But the dude just keeps talking and talking. So finally I say, you know what? You got the wrong guy, man. Come on, give him a call.
Who?
Your son.
I don't want to talk to my son.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I don't have my phone.
Well, goshy, looky what I got.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Hello?
Danny?
Dad, where are you?
Have a nice chat.
Almost thought I hadn't dialed the right number. Why did you answer my phone?
Apparently, where are you?
Why did you do that?
Well, it was sitting here on the table, and it rang, so I answered it. Did you want to talk to me, or did you want to talk to yourself?
I was hoping to go to voicemail.
Which makes even less sense. Dad,
Danny, I'm not going to lie to you. I was just about to. I'm at someone's house. I borrowed his cell to call my cell to make it look like I just can't do this anymore.
Of course you can't.
Danny, I'm not doing anything bad where I'm...
Dad, everything's okay.
But I've hurt you all so much. I just don't want to do this to you anymore.
Dad, you don't have to do this. Everything's out in the open now.
Yes, but when I'm not myself, I don't know what else to do. I'm just done doing this.
What do you mean?
I don't know what I mean. Just done. Done lying. Please, tell me what to do.
What do you mean?
Just tell me what to do.
Other than come home?
And do what?
Dad, I've been talking to someone who advises me.
You're back in therapy?
Oh God, no, nothing like that. No.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, no. Just a friend. We talk about me, about family, and I have a tendency to push. I push when I don't have answers, and I push when I feel people need to do things, and I've been told I need to listen more.
But I didn't have any intention of talking.
Maybe not before, but you do now, don't you?
Yes.
Good.
You want me to come home?
Is that what you want?
I think maybe that's what I should do.
Good. I've packed some bags. I can stay here a while.
Good. Danny, this new friend of yours sounds like somebody good to know.
I think so.
And you know, I don't know any of your friends. Maybe you'll introduce me to this one.
I think the two of you will meet.
Go back to sleep.
Where were we?
Well, since you insist. It's peaceful, isn't it? I love it here. At sea, but on course. The wide horizontal stretch. Bright, clear sky, clean air, unsullied. I love that word, unsullied. Like a man, freshly showered, shaved, and scented, with a frame just big and cozy enough to get your arms comfortably around, murmuring slowly how he could not be happier or more truthful.
Enough about men and the truth.
Oh, come on, this is a dream sequence and you know how you love those. Then at least this one isn't film noir. I got you out of that twisted, shameful place, didn't I?
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Well, Dad's happier.
He is. And in time, Mom will be too. Just look. Look at them.
Hi, Danny. Hi, Veronica.
Oh, Dad!
How's
it going?
Great.
Good, good. Speaking terms.
Yes, speaking terms. I've stopped hitting him randomly,
Thank
and the
goodness
urge
for
to
that.
scream isn't quite so palpable.
That's good.
Yeah.
Are you two living together?
Oh, no.
We talk.
And we shop.
Yes, you know how I love to shop with Dad. He knows my skin tone, you know, and he's always dressed me better than I can dress myself. It'd be scary if I didn't look so good.
Oh, no.
Oh, you do. You know how to accessorize.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess I do.
Yes. Anyway, watching a movie?
Well, maybe we should get back so we can watch that movie, but first we need to let Danny know. We're going to call you for dinner,
Okay.
but we're going to get back now. We're watching Kitten with the Whip.
Whoa, you're watching what?
Got you there.
Oh,
didn't I?
God.
Ah, he hasn't lost his sense of humor, thank God. Well, you enjoy your dream sequence.
It was nice to see you guys.
You're welcome.
So long,
We'll see you
guys. Have
soon.
fun.
Looking good.
See what happens when people don't use roadblocks and when they center themselves? In me, and what makes things easier to understand and remember, and what makes things a lot less imaginary.
People do the best they can, I guess.
Yeah, they do. You know, so do ants. They are industrious little motherfuckers. But anyway, I'm just glad I don't have to worry about this with you.
You don't?
No, you want me too badly. I'm irresistible to you. Can't say I blame you. Entre nous, sometimes I look so good to myself. I'm just sorry I can't actually have me.
for coming. Pleasure having you here. Hope you enjoyed the show and have a pleasant evening. Again.
Thank you.